it's going, like you keep using the word track meet, but that's really what it is, man. I mean, it speeds up the game on turf and in a dome, and between the noise doesn't so much bother me, because I will say, I mean, even the people that don't like Hoyer, he doesn't get rattled. He does a good job of in the huddle and all of that stuff. So I don't necessarily think the noise is as big of a factor, although it is. I mean, hey, we make the noise too, and it does affect the other team. You can't sit here and talk about home field advantage and then act like it doesn't affect the other team. But I do think that that's not going to be the thing that causes you the game. The thing that can cause the Browns the game is, like you said, not getting beat, not being able to keep up in a shootout. The thing that worries me is any more injuries during the game. I mean, like you said, how much more can you thin out? You go from having 10-man deep up front to 5. You go from the same thing with the linebackers. So there's all of that to keep up too, man. I keep saying the Browns can win this game. There's no doubt in my mind. This is not some unwinnable game at all, man, but it'll take your best game of the season. But if you can go to Cincinnati and do what you did there, who in the world thinks you can't go to Atlanta and beat the 4-6 Atlanta Falcons? So I think they can too. I think I'm very interested to see this one. I'm very interested to see how they bounce back, because the one thing that I lay my hat on is what you said and what I said earlier this week. The Browns have not had back-to-back duds. They've not lost back-to-back games, and each week that they've gotten spanked or played poorly or lost a game, however you want to look at it, they've refocused and come back better the next week. I expect them to do the same thing here. So because of that, I look for them to bounce back, and I'm with you, man. I think they win this game, man. I don't think it's easy, but I think they can. I'll tell you.
That's right. I think I would really be surprised if we went down there and really beat them badly. But you made a good point as far as the Browns, being able to bounce back and not just showing maturity and not just bounce back, but just not panicking and just having the confidence in themselves that, we are a good team. It's not a mirage. I know every Browns fan has been fighting this battle all year. It's like, are we really good? Can I be happy? Am I allowed to be happy, or should I not be happy? Is everything going to fall apart? Everyone's always waiting for the other shoe to drop with good reason. But I think the Browns themselves are convinced, we're a good team. And, we go out, we have a bad game, we come back, and we have a really good game. Because that's what good teams do. I mean, it's really surprising that in just their first year under Mike Patton that they've been able to improve and have some maturity and be able to, play, and like you said, not put together back-to-back bad games, and we just have to hope it doesn't start this weekend. But yeah, I think they can come back and play really well, and it's not going to be easy. And I think this is really a game that a lot of people are sleeping on. I don't think a lot of people are looking forward to the Browns and Falcons being a great game. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, offensively as well. I'm with you, and it's which team runs the ball and controls it that's going to win this game, because that's what it's going to come down to. Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com. Always a great time looking at the Atlanta Falcons here this week. They got a lot of weapons on the field. We talked a lot more offensively than defensively for a reason, because that team is a lot more offensively than they are defensively, and that's why. Because if they had a defense, I'll tell you what, if they had a defense, Atlanta would be one of the best teams in the NFC. That defense has truly let them down. They were there. Think about a couple years ago. They were right there with remember Tony Gonzalez's final his second last, because then he came back one more and he shouldn't have. But they came so close to the Super Bowl and it fell out. And you thought, man, okay, the Falcons are. So remember that we're talking 2 years out, man. The Falcons are a team right there. And then they've had a step back, but they are still, those weapons are the same, even though the whole season is what it is for the Falcons. And they're, by the way, a game under 500. I know it's 4-6, but to me, that's the one game makes you 5-5. So in reality, that's one game under 500. But they're the same weapons. It's the same Julio Jones. It's the same Matt Ryan. It's the same, as you said, Roddy White. So. Still, if you think those guys aren't legit, you got another thing coming. If Atlanta had a defense, they'd be one of the better teams in the NFC for sure.
That's right, and one of their biggest weapons, Robert Alford, who's got 3 interceptions, he broke his wrist. So one of their best defensive backs is out, and they would certainly love to have him now with Gordon coming back for the Browns, but they don't. So that makes them even more vulnerable against the pass.
And Trufant, it appears, is going to get the majority of the work against Josh Gordon, too. So keep an eye on that matchup as well. All right, Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com, my man. We'll talk about what happens next week. We'll talk some Indians as well earlier in the week as the Browns head down to Atlanta. They take on the Dirty Birds in the Dome Sunday, 1 o'clock, and then you and I can talk about it next week.
Sounds great, man. Thanks a lot for having me, and stay out of the snow.
You got it. Enjoy the. Well, I'm gonna be out in it tomorrow. I'm gonna be all out there, man. Do it heading down. As I said, heading down to Akron, doing some high school playoffs, man. I know you love this time of year too, man, because of all that, man. You got college football wrapping into the nitty gritty, the NFL, the high school playoffs. I love the month of November for football, man.
Yeah, have fun calling that game. You're gonna like that Akron U Stadium. It's really beautiful.
Oh, well, I've seen it, but I've never been in the press room calling it, doing all the official stuff. So I'm pretty stoked about that, man. So it'll be a lot of fun. Plus, man, that's a great game. I know some people are like, well, high school, I don't know nothing about them. But all you got to know is that they're 1-4 in what they do. So that usually adds up to a couple of good teams going at it. That should be a good one there. Jeff Gorman, enjoy your weekend. Browns, Buckeyes, Cavs, tons of sports stuff to keep you busy. You and I will do some things next week.
All right, let's do it, man. Thanks a lot.
You got it. Jeff Gorman, of course, you guys can check him out as always. Browns101.com. Tweet with them on Twitter. I always say that. Where else are you going to tweet with somebody? At Browns_101. We're going to take a break, get you some news, come back. Ryan Ruiz from Dog Pound Nation joins us here. 3 Dawg Bones to a Browns victory. How do the Browns win? Ryan's going to tell you in 3 steps or less. Coming up next, right here after the news on The Fix.
For this, black and yellow, man, y'all nothing. Brown and orange muni lot, we about to get it jumping. Repping the Browns, when you see me, you know everything. Brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange. Out on the field, you know them orange helmets shining. I'm in brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange. I'm rocking orange and brown in your town, not about to be relocating to fan on these.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Intelligent talk.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
These guys must be on the wrong station.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get them away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!
The Sports Fix.
I'm Tyler Zeller, and you're listening to The Sports Fix.
Have you gotten your copy of Cleveland's Finest yet? Highlighting the best moments, players, and media members in Cleveland sports history?
He won it! Milo hit a three-pointer on the sideline!
In-depth personal interviews with some of the top names in Cleveland sports fill the pages of this incredible book. Cleveland's Finest by Vince McKee is this year's must-have book for every Cleveland sports fan. Available now at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Sports Fix listeners, do you tweet? So do we. So tweet with us 24/7 at the Sports Fix CLE.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Harry Buffalo. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
News break.
The Jets-Bills showdown was moved to Monday night in Detroit, with the Buffalo area expecting up to 7 feet of snow. However, the key question surrounds the Bills players being able to practice with a travel ban in place. Team this morning announcing that they will tentatively hold a practice in the Lions facility at 7:15 Eastern Time tonight. Texans running back Arian Foster mispracticed on Thursday. He remains day-to-day with a groin injury, having missed the last 2 games. Bulls guard Kirk Heinrich suffered a chest contusion Thursday night versus the Kings, with x-rays coming back negative. Chicago in action tonight versus the Blazers, part of an ESPN doubleheader. Derrick Rose's status, meanwhile, unknown with a hamstring injury. Game 1 features LeBron James and the Cavs .500 on the season, taking on a Wizards team after their best start in over 30 years at 7-3. In college football, rivals UCLA and USC square off with major Pac-12 South implications. 8 Eastern Saturday on ABC television. Trojans will get back senior corner Josh Shaw, suspended the first 10 games after lying how he sprained both of his ankles.
Sports Center on ESPN Radio is brought to you by Lowe's, the best place to save on Black Friday. Hurry in now for great deals to improve your home and garden. Lowe's, never stop improving.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix Live Hour 2. Rolling on here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you guys and getting ready to be joined by Ryan Ruiz of Dog Pound Nation. He is the Browns beat writer for them. We're going to talk to him, as always, the 3 Dawg Bones, baby, to a Browns victory. Jeff Gorman laid it out for the Falcons. And I'm telling you, man, keep in mind that this is a test for the Cleveland Browns. I'm telling you, man. I always laugh at people that do the record thing anyway. But, man, there's weapons over there. The Browns are going to have to lay some weapons out, too. This ain't going to be a 10-7 win one of those kind of games here. You put 10 points on the board, you may get beat by 3 touchdowns. So let's talk about that with Ryan. He's got 3 Dawg Bones, what the Browns have to do to win. And let's talk about it with you. Facebook.com/thesportsfix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix, CLE. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. I got a message from one of the people at Harry Buffalo. Too funny, man, brother. Anyways, shout out to my guys over at Harry Buffalo, always. Harry Buffalo, North Olmsted. You guys know, love working with those guys. They help bring you the Sports Fix, and just made me laugh. I've got to go pick something up, and I get a message that says, yeah, you can have it. It's just going to cost you tickets to the Colts game. What do you got? And I'm like, hey, man, blackmail. I like how it is. All right, guys, let's go back to the phones here talking about the Browns, and that's the game coming up, the one this weekend, Falcons. Let's get Ryan on the phones here. Ryan Ruiz from the Inscriber. I did it again. 3 weeks I hadn't done it, and there I did it, from Dog Pound Nation. Hey, listen, you spend 2 years giving somebody the exact same intro, you start to get it burned in your head. Ryan, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, J-Rock, how we doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing, buddy?
Don't worry about it, J-Rock. I'm still trying to get used to it myself.
Absolutely. You probably walk up to people and go, hey, I'm Ryan Ruiz from the Inscribe. Wait, no, I'm not. Never mind. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, man. Hey, where you at? I'm at Oh, wait, no, I'm not. That's right, man. Trust me, I know where you're at, my man. How you doing this afternoon?
Doing good. Just trying to prepare for Sunday. That was definitely a spirit-crushing loss last week. So it's time to get back on the high horse.
That's the one thing, you know, and listen, whether you're sports, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. There's nothing better than getting those days, whether it's 1 day or 7 days or anything in between, before the next one. When you lose a game, it doesn't matter how or where. There's nothing better than getting to the next one. I think that's one of the reasons that I like hitting the weekend, because I enjoy football outside of whether the Browns win or lose. But you know, you have a terrible game last week. It's like, man, let's just get to Sunday, get back out there, and let's try this again, man. You know, just like any time you have a bad day at something. So coming off of a loss, you know, I'm excited to see what they go out there and do. Interested to watch it either way. Because, as I said, man, the one thing, and this is kind of where I'm hanging my hat this week, is the fact that this coaching staff has done a good job of bouncing back from week to week and countering bad weeks with a better focus. And that's how you do it. You come back and you try harder. Everybody says that, but there's a difference when you actually see it done. So we'll see as far as whether that happens or not. But yeah, man, interested to just get there and play it. But man, the Browns are going to they're going to have to bring their A game to beat the Falcons offensively, at least. Yeah,
they absolutely are going to have to bring their A game. It's nice, you know, what you and Jeff talked about as far as having Josh Gordon back. It's nice that he kind of, I guess, cut out the cancer out of the locker room early, like Ben Tate departed.